guys, welcome to what I eat in a day. I am trying to bring another recipe because what is the fun of always showing the same things? So today I will be eating carrot cake for breakfast and with some soy milk. The carrot cake, I know that some people, they ask for the recipe for some stuff, they have told us that, but to be honest, I never follow recipes. You just want the dough to be not so liquid as you would do for a pancake, if that makes sense. Have you never made a cake before? Because that's like the same consistency. It has to be like less than the bread, more than the pancake. It's right there in the middle. You will figure it out. It's not that hard. So thank you. I'll be eating this for breakfast and I'll see you at lunch. It took like, what, 40 minutes in the oven? I'm not sure if that's the normal, but I was really hungry last night and I was like, please cake, just get ready. And then I will be having soy milk with the cake, so I'll be eating that in the microwave. Hello, so for lunch I will be having a dish that I had inspiration from a YouTuber called ᶑᶑ. She has so many recipes that you can choose from, and I saw that she uploaded this video and I had the ingredients that I needed. I had opened a can of chickpeas to take out the aquafaba. So now I was like, what am I going to do with chickpeas? But I didn't feel like having rice or quinoa or anything like that. I wanted to have pasta, but I was like, what am I going to do? And then she uploaded a video and I was, oh my god, I have those and I need to use them. So I will be doing that. I have almost everything prepared. It's kind of an inspiration because I am not using the same things. I do not have everything, but I have the main ingredients. So, first of all, I have the, I always forget how you call this, cashews. I have the cashews. You should soak them for at least 8 hours, so you would do it overnight, but I forgot. I literally just saw the recipe and was hungry, so I decided to do it. So I have boiled the cashews in the microwave. So let's see how that works. So I have it over here. So now I will see how this goes. If I need to add water, I will. Let's check the situation. Okay, I will check with a little spoon. It has tiny bits. It does not make it cream. Oh well. We shall suffer, I guess. Like, literally, it looks like water. I mean, it looks like milk from cashew. But then I have bits of cashew over there. They get trapped underneath the blade. Okay. Let's see how this is. Looks better, actually.
Do you want me to help you?
If you want to.
Of course I do.
Oh, it actually did something. Never mind.
What is this? It's a notification from
It
our
looks
account?
like milk. Okay, cool. I will be adding my spices. So I guess you have to use a blender and not a food processor because it does not do the job. So I will be adding cumin. I basically add all my spices to every dish. I don't think that's the whole point of having a bunch of spices. I don't know. You know? There are no rules. Okay, I'm adding cumin, nutmeg, paprika. paprika. Paprika is never too much. There's no such thing as too much paprika. And then I will be adding some black pepper. And I will add some salt. I will add the garlic to the sauce just because the blades are easier to cut through garlic than if it wasn't the big one. It'll probably not cut so well. So I'll just add to the sauce. It'll be garlicky. Oh, I forgot to say that I'm going to do this in the oven. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just want to put everything in the oven dish and cover everything with the sauce. Just make sure the pasta is well covered. Otherwise, it will just get hard, it will not cook, and make sure you either cover with aluminum foil or something else that is ready to go to the oven for 15 minutes to 120 degrees. I just wanted to show you how it looks now. It looks good, but I will tell you what I think it tastes like when I come back for a snack or dinner. I had an apple before lunch, so while I was waiting for the lunch to be prepared, I had an apple. And I will be having a pear after lunch. And then I'll come back to you if I have another snack. So hello guys, this is snack time, but this one could also be for your breakfast. So this is an idea, unless you are willing to wait for the snack, well the tea, I mean, you know, whatever it is that you call it, between lunch and dinner. So I will be doing bread. I will be taking the yeast. I bought this in Aldi. It's the cheapest one. The one in Tesco is so overpriced. It's just yeast. So I'll be taking the tin that I will be cooking the bread in, and I also have another one here because I usually have too much. And then we can make one big bread and then we make little small ones. If we do it overnight, so if you let this sit for the night, then we usually eat the small ones for breakfast and leave the rest of the bread for the rest of the day, because we usually eat the whole bread in a day. So, I'll be taking the yeast. I'll be putting it all in just one
bag.
Yeah, one bag, which is I think, it's 7 grams of dry yeast. And I am putting everything, making sure I have every tiny bit. So I will be doing that. And then you want to warm either water or soy milk in my case, because you will be activating the yeast. I've been doing this way forever and it always been working, so I'll just keep doing that. You don't want to boil the water, it has to be warm. I let it sit in the microwave for a minute. You have to be able to put the finger in the water. It can't be too hot. You have to be able to
keep your finger.
Heat. Yeah, so it can't be too hot, otherwise it said that it would kill the yeast, and I don't want to be a murderer. So I'll just be shaking it so it's more evenly distributed. Then I will be putting the water. It only has to be enough so that it covers, so I don't use all of it, the water, to be honest. But I will just be putting sugar and salt to feed the yeast. I don't know if it does anything, but I saw it in a video and it works. It has been working. I don't know if it's because of the sugar, but I'll keep doing it. I just put a tiny bit of sugar. And then we let this sit for 5 minutes and you will be seeing a reaction. It will be not bubbling, but I'll show you how it will be looking. This is how it's looking right now. Can you see it?
No, I'll go there. But we cannot see. It has to be covered with water, guys. It's
Not
because she's tilting. Yeah. It's just because Jenny is tilting.
Yeah, so it will be looking like this. And then after it reacts, I'll show you how it will be looking. So let it sit here for 5 minutes and forget about it. I left it for 5 minutes and then I mixed it up so you can't really see the bubbling, but I was reading in a package and it says that you don't have to activate it. But the recipe that I saw, she did it, and our bread turns out really good. So I'm going to trust the process.
Really fluffy.
Yes, very, very soft, but with a crust.
Yummy!
Yes. So I will be adding self-raising flour. We only buy self-raising flour because it's the same price as the plain flour, but it has the rising factor, so why would I pay the same? You know? So I want a big bread. I know I've added yeast, but I will be adding self-raising flour. ᴗᵗᵖः. On the package, it has a recipe for bread, and it says that you should add plain flour, but don't listen to them because they don't know like I do. Okay. I will be also adding water.
So it doesn't get too dry.
Yeah. I'll show you the consistency. I am mixing it with this spatula. I'll be adding all the water. Basically what I do, I don't follow recipes. I'd be like, if I have to add more flour, then I'll just have more bread. You know, how do you even lose in this situation? So I'm just like, oh, if I have to eat more bread, then I guess I'll have to make that sacrifice. Okay, I'm just mixing with the spatula. You have to be patient. If you don't do it well, then you just have lumps of flour in your bread. And you don't want that.
We've had that.
Yes, so I will be mixing, and I'll show you how it's going to look before we let it sleep for at least 2 hours. But if you let it overnight, I think that's the best results because it grows more. So you just want the bigger, the better. So I'll show you when it's all ready to sleep. This is the consistency that you want. It looks like this. So it's still wet, and if you touch it with your fingers, like you see here, it still sticks. It still sticks to your fingers, but it's not so wet that it sticks all over the pan. So you want it to be like this, and then you push it like that. And then you can either put a damp towel over it and let it sit there for at least 2 hours. I would think the more the better. No, but not too much. I think like overnight is the ideal.
What is that ingredient?
And then you'll put some olive oil, like I was going to say.
Sorry.
Because I've tried to put a damp towel over it, and my bread, he just wants to do his own thing, and then he was trying to overgrow the towel, and it got the towel really dirty. And it took forever to take the dough out of the towel.
We got one towel with mold because it wasn't cleaned properly.
Yeah. So what I do is I put olive oil, because what you want is that the dough does not dry out. So you either put some olive oil on top, or you cover it with a damp towel. And it also has some good crust afterwards, because it's pretty much done. I have this tiny bit of dough here, which we will be rolling into our bread rolls tomorrow. So this is why it has a different consistency, because we will be rolling them with flour. And I don't want to put too much flour, because every time that I put too much flour, then the bread is not so soft. So I always put less, and then it turns out to be better. So yeah, I just rubbed it, and what I'll do is I'll cover it because it needs to get his beauty sleep. What I usually do is I just cover it with this, and you have to put it
It's
in
very
some
blurry.
place.
It's very blurry, okay.
I just put it a tray on top, and because you want it to be a warm place. I don't know if you're supposed to do this or not, but I just turn on the oven. I turn on the oven in the lowest temperature, so it's 50 degrees, and I let it warm up, and then I just put the bread there, and I leave it because I want it to be warm, and most of the time the oven is really cold. So I will just put everything here, and we shall wait for our bread.
Ah, sorry, I'm shaking too much.
Okay. We'll need another tray. So it should look like this. You'll see some bubbling up. That's how you know it's done something, that the yeast has worked.
and then you can either mix in some seeds. We put some chia seeds and flax seeds, or you can just put them on top. I did go too overboard with the seeds, and then they turn out not to stick so well. So if you mix them in, they will obviously stick, or if you press them down into the dough, then they will most likely mix in with the dough, and then it will be easier not to make a mess when you're cutting the bread. But it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, you just either do it during the afternoon when you're not hungry, because if you just start to do this when you're hungry, then you'll not have any bread for a very long time. So you just mix that, and then I will be rolling these small balls. I usually can get away with 4, but I made a bit less than usual, so now I only had 2. But it's really good to make this bread. It tastes really nice. I get that a lot of people will be thinking that is a lot of work, but it's not that much. It's not that hard. I'll be showing you all the options. If you want to make small little breads, you know, like individual portions, then you make like this. If you just want to make a loaf, I just let it sit in the tin and I'll just put it in the oven. Otherwise you have to roll it, so you do have to add more flour, otherwise it will stick to your hands. It will be sticking the same way it did when you were preparing it. So you just want to make sure that you have some flour, and then you just roll them into little balls. I mean, I don't really roll them, I just cover them in flour, because you don't want to roll it too much, otherwise it will not be so soft. So you just want to make sure that you just cover the outsides with flour, and then just put it in a tray. I did forget to add salt, and I did not show it because obviously I didn't do it, but we're trying not to eat so much salt because we never really were into that much salt, and it's not really healthy to eat that much. So we sometimes forget to put it in the bread, but obviously just add it in after it's prepared. Don't put it while the bread is sleeping, because you will most likely have it like reduce the size of its growth. So just put it in the end before you put it in the oven. So you have to mix it in, obviously, otherwise it'll be salty in one side and not the other. So the same way I did with the loaf, I put some seeds on top. You can mix them in like I've said, but just make sure you press them down. It does help, otherwise it will not stick, and you'll just make a huge mess when you try to eat, because all of the seeds will come out, and what is even the point? Then you will not be able to eat them. So just do it like this. It is the best way. We usually put it to 180 degrees Celsius and then 20 minutes in the oven, but do check up on it half time just to make sure everything's alright. You have to check on them like a baby, and then after 20 minutes most likely it will be done, even the loaf. And there you go, then you'll have some soft and crusty bread. Either you go with the loaves or the small ones, that's fine, it will turn out to taste really nice anyways. Then you can just put whatever you want: peanut butter, jam, vegan butter. The sky is the limit. You can put avocado, hummus, you know, whatever you want to do your thing. And it's really easy. It looks like it's harder than it actually is, because I'm just trying to explain all the steps, but I've never bought bread ever since I've tried to do this, so it turns out way better than the store-bought one. You have to check for how much you want. We left for 30 minutes. And this is how it's looking. It's kind of messy because I tried to take it out too early. You should wait a tiny bit just so it's not too hot.
We will eat this for dinner, we will eat this for a snack, we will eat this every day.
Okay, so this is how it looks.
Very fluffy.
It's kind of messy because of how many seeds I have.
It's okay.
So it's very fluffy.
Next time we put them in the middle.
And then you want to either put jam or peanut butter, anything you like really. This is what we do.
We only have this one at the moment.
For the dinner, we actually just ate the rest of the food we had for lunch. That's what we usually do, so we're just trying to keep it real. Otherwise, we just have to pretend to cook something else when we just had leftover food, so why would we do that? And then we also ate some nuts and some fruit, and that's how we ate for dinner. So I'm just keeping it real. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be looking for more recipes because I don't want to bring something that is too similar to something that I brought before. Oh, we also were going to say what we thought about lunch. And to be honest, I think the sauce tastes a lot better when you cook it. It's kind of Alfredo sauce, it's the same, the base is the same, it's made out of cashew, and it just tastes so much better if you cook it. So, I mean, it's kind of a lazy version. If you are going to order takeaway, might as well just do that. But if you can go the extra mile and cook it, then, I mean, cook it out of the oven. I think it tastes a lot better. And I also don't know why, but I don't think chickpeas and pasta are meant to be together. I tried, but I just don't. So I think it would be better if you went for something else. But I mean, just try this recipe and let me know what you think. If you have anything else that you would like to see us show, then just let us know in the comments. Give it a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.